In logo design, there are a variety of logo styles that one can develop. Some logos may only include a logo mark with no type element at all. Some will have a combination of type and a logo mark, and some may just include type only as a word mark or a letter mark. Depending on your design, you will need to consider type carefully and how it will be used if paired with a logo mark element or used alone to appropriately reflect the values and qualities of the company, business, or product it needs to represent. In the last video, we looked at how I think and sketched my initial ideas, where we saw how I started to think about how type was going to play a part in my logo design. In this video, I'm going to think more about typography for my logo design and discuss the options we have as designers when working with type in our logo design and settle on a direction I'm going to take for my logo design. So let's get into it. Now, when it comes to typefaces in logo design, you have a few options to choose from. 1, you can use pre-designed typefaces. 2, you can customize a pre-designed typeface. Or 3, you can craft the typeface yourself and draw it completely from scratch. Now, there is no right or wrong way here. The right way is what is right for you and what is best for your design. So let's take a closer look at these options. So option 1. Using a pre-designed typeface. Now, crafting bespoke letterforms can take a lot of skill and can take a lot of time. If time is a factor, then it may be more practical to choose a pre-designed typeface. Today, there are thousands of quality typefaces available in multiple styles you can consider for your logo design. When developing your logo, it may be possible to find a pre-designed typeface that is perfectly appropriate for your design. It is very common for logos to use pre-designed typefaces to accompany logo mark elements or even create a wordmark logo alone. If using pre-designed typefaces, care will need to be taken to adequately typeset and harness it appropriately. Now, the next option is customizing pre-designed typefaces. As I said earlier, crafting bespoke letterforms can take a lot of skill and can take a lot of time. One option available is to customize a pre-designed typeface. When designing a logo, one may find a typeface that is right for a design but choose to customize it slightly for a variety of reasons. This allows the designer to further craft a typeface to make it more ownable, make it more unique, and to make it bespoke and more appropriate for the design. Customizing a typeface can be done in vector-based programs like Illustrator, where you can create outlines and tweak the strokes to change the letterforms to suit your design. Now, if you find a typeface that is right for your design, if appropriate, consider customizing the typeface just a little to add a bit more distinction. So the last option is crafting the type from scratch. Now, depending on a project and the design of a project, some designers will choose to craft a type element from scratch. Sometimes there may not be a typeface a designer can find that adequately suits their design and vision, or maybe they have a completely customized composition in mind. If this is the case, a designer may choose to draw the letterforms themselves and craft them in vector programs like Illustrator. If a designer wants to create something completely unique and bespoke, then it is common for one to craft their own type element. So when thinking about type as part of a logo design, there are a lot of options you can consider. Now, looking back at my sketches, we can see my plan here was really rough, but we can see what I had in mind for the type composition. So for this logo design, I wanted the type to have impact and feel contemporary and appropriate for a dance music festival and balance well with the logo mark. So here I'm thinking of going minimal with a sans serif typeface in all caps as to not compete too much with the logo mark. So for my specific design, I think I'll look to use a pre-designed typeface or maybe look to customize one. Later on in the design process, when I come to crafting the logo artwork on the computer, I'll look to research and find some typefaces appropriate that I can consider to use in my design. So those are the options you have when considering type for your logo design. Remember, there is no right or wrong way to use type. The right way is what is right for you and what is best for your design. If you are following along with this course and you have already undertaken the previous sketching step. Like me, you may be thinking about type and how you want to use it. So if you're following along with your own design idea, take a pause and carry out your process. Before moving on, I would recommend you consider the 3 options and decide which one is right for you and your design. If you decide to use a pre-designed typeface, later on in the course I'll be demonstrating how to research and find the right typeface to use. So at this point, I have some rough sketches and a good idea of how I'm going to use type in my logo design. Soon, I'll need to showcase my thought process and ideas to a team member or sell a logo design to a client, and my sketches like this may not make much sense. So once I have generated lots of sketch ideas and decided on my strongest logo routes, next I'll take steps to refine my logo sketches into more clear designs and organize and articulate my thoughts into clear ideas. Once I have settled on my strongest routes, I will then want to take my chosen designs and scamp them up ready to preview. Now, if you're not sure what a scamp is, well, it's basically a more refined drawing, which can be used to showcase an idea more clearly. In this video, we saw a lot of my rough sketches. These sketches are just for me personally, for me to channel my thoughts and ideas. Now, a scamp, on the other hand, is something that can be used to showcase to a client or share with other creative people to better articulate and present an idea. In the next video, I'm going to demonstrate how I scamp some of my logo designs to further develop and test my logo design. So see you in the next video.